Oh, we are here. It is Thursday. It is also 420. So for you folks out there that don't know what that means, it's April 20th. That's all it means. There's nothing else to worry about it. So happy 420. Excited to be here. Had a really good start to the day. Nice workout. Got a 5, maybe 6 mile run in this morning. So I'm feeling pretty good. I've got our youngest guest on the show this morning, Mr. Jack Keller, coming from Yorktown, Virginia, surrounded by all my Navy folks out there. Jack, good morning.
Good
Welcome.
morning.
Thank you. If you would, just let our wonderful audience know who you are, what you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks for having me on. It's been awesome following the live journey you've been doing. So my name's Jack. I own a painting company called Legacy Painting out of Yorktown, Virginia. We just had our 1 year in March, at the end of March. So we're going into our second year. So we're looking to grow. We're right now we're looking to build out another team. We have a couple of house guys for painting, and then we also have subcontractors that we use for any larger commercial stuff that we have going on.
Are you focused primarily on interior, exterior?
So right now, we're going after a lot of exterior work. Just for us, we like doing it. It's a little bit less nitpicky. When you're working outside, you don't have to worry about working around people's furniture and stuff like that. So working outside right now is really what we're focused on.
So painting for me is like going to the dentist. It's painful. I hate it. I'll avoid it at all costs. I have no problem paying somebody to do it or just not even doing it at all. Like I just despise painting more than anything in the world. The cutting in, the taping. I don't know how much paint I've spilt on the ground and had to clean that up. Carpets, forget about it. So good on you for doing the painting thing. But what does a 23-year-old entrepreneur know about painting? Like what got you into the painting world? And you just wake up one day and say, I'm a painter like Picasso, or what's going on here?
No, absolutely not. So I worked. Right out of high school, I went to a community college nearby, and so one of the jobs I got, actually one of my buddies got me working there, was at Sherwin-Williams. So I started working at Sherwin-Williams, and I got to know the products, some local contractors, stuff like that. I ended up transferring to a local university, so I left Sherwin, but working there, I wasn't making much money. I was working at a food line, and one of the contractors offered me a job back home. So I went back home, started working with them over Christmas break after that first semester, and I was like, oh, I can do this. And they were great. They pretty much were like, hey, we're not doing this forever. We want you to pretty much help you get started. So I worked for them for like 8 months. They sold me a van, pretty much helped me get started, business license, all that, insurance, that type of stuff. And then from there we just took off running.
That's awesome. So no experience to moving, to having a great mentor boss to help you get settled and started and start your own company. Did you ever think that when you were younger or going into college that you were going to be an entrepreneur?
Not really. I always knew I wanted to do something bigger, something special. And so when I was in college, I figured, I'd get a job, and then 10 years down the road, I'll start buying some rental property, something like that, and that's how I get out. I didn't really even see it coming until pretty much I was leaving the company and starting my own. I really didn't know what I was going to do, and after seeing what they could do, and I was like, I can definitely do this, and I was like, I don't have to work for anybody. I can hire a couple buddies and make some a little bit extra money.
Yeah. That's awesome. So how big is your internal team right now? I know you said you're using subs, so that can go up and down depending on
Yeah.
the workflow.
So right now we just have two in-house people, two in-house painters, and those two guys are what we use for just if we're going to the house, paint a couple rooms, maybe we're painting exterior of like a 2,000 square foot rancher, stuff like that. I'll use them.
All right. So I don't know numbers when it comes to painting. Give me just a ballpark. Let's just say a 2,000 square foot, 1-story house. How long would that take to paint the exterior, and what's your cost on that?
So you're probably looking 2,000 square foot house if you're painting the exterior. If it's just regular vinyl siding, it would probably take 2 days, 2.5 days, and you're probably right in that $6,000 to $8,000.
You said vinyl. You guys paint over vinyl siding?
Yes, sir. Yep. Yeah. So a lot of people. So I don't know if anyone's interested, but for Sherwin Williams, you can make like a vinyl safe formula for paint, so it goes over, so you can paint on vinyl.
That's all spraying, I assume.
Yes, sir. Yep. So the tree, it depends on the type of trim and all that. Tape off windows, cover everything in plastic. The prep is usually takes a day, day and a half, and then you start painting and you fly through it.
Nice. So for my family in the pressure washing industry, we cannot stand certain Sherwin-Williams products, and it's usually going to be a blue, and I forget the other color, because they started putting like organic pigments into the paint so that when we go pressure wash the home, if you don't do a test spot, you'll just completely like bleach out the house, and now you just paid for a whole brand new paint job. And I want to say there might be one other company that has this issue right now. So it's like our biggest concern. Anytime we see certain colors, we go and test spot it in a like inconspicuous area just to see if it's going to have any reaction. And I've seen guys, fork out $8,000 or more just because of Sherwin-Williams want to add something to their paint and just pretty much say, hey, you guys will never be able to pressure wash this home with the products that you're using. So good luck and hope you find out.
Right. Yeah, I had no idea. So that's definitely something I can look into.
Yeah, I don't know like the particulars on it all, but I just know it's not fun. Let me just hold on. Just gotta, all right, so we got that. Now, other than working with other painters, have you gone to school for any entrepreneurship? I see a nice legacy entrepreneur's hat on your head. Tell me what you're doing to build up your resume as an entrepreneur and develop the skills to be a better leader.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the first things I did when I started the company was I saw Mike Wingard, who runs Legacy Entrepreneurs, on social media, and I reached out to him and joined, and it was just completely life changing. I had no idea what I was doing when I was starting. I had no idea how to charge for jobs, how to hire, how to manage people. None of it marketing. I didn't know what any of that stuff was. So constantly putting myself, excuse me, around people that are doing things way better than me, way bigger, like yourself, Mike, anyone in the group. Like we just got back from Moab, and there's 3 or 4 things now that I do every day that added that just kind of help us keep growing.
Can you tell me about one thing?
Yeah. So Nate Hirschberg we sat down one night and kind of went over some kind of like daily disciplines, KPIs, and so I implemented Monday. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it or not, but kind of use it to track, make sure we get all the payment, down payment, we get all of our service agreements signed, all stuff like that. And then it goes into kind of like a job flow kind of chart to make sure we get each thing knocked out in order that we need to get knocked out, and making sure that each customer, and this is something you touched on as well, make sure each customer gets a handwritten note after each job, thanking them for going with us.
I love that. We do that too. And we actually have my daughter's pictures on the front of the card. And I was just talking to Liz today because they got to go sign more. We got to take a new picture. But yeah, we have my 2 daughters on the front of the card. And then inside it says, thank you. And then it's got a little generic message in there. But then the office staff or my daughters, they'll write to the person's name and then thank you from their name, so that they're just getting that little extra touch at the end of the service, thanking them, going above and beyond what others do. So that's incredible. And Nate, God, he's just a freaking rock star. And
yeah, he's awesome.
If it wasn't for his panel and speaking, we wouldn't be talking right now on this. So just, and for everybody that doesn't know, I was just in Moab. I think we were 3 weeks ago, maybe 4. I can't
keep up. Something like that.
And with Legacy Entrepreneurs, and just a phenomenal event with 25. I think we had 25 other entrepreneurs there, just diving deep into like just real impactful stuff on how to be a better business owner, a better leader, a better mentor. And it's just incredible how we had realtors, painters, pressure washers, computer programmers and hotel owners all in one room. And everything was able to just just the information flowing was just nonstop. It wasn't like, all right, well, I'm going to go associate with just the pressure washers and you go
Right.
associate with the realtors over here. No, everybody was able to provide a lot of impact value for each other. So it's events like that that I wish I had at a younger age. I didn't start my entrepreneurial journey until my real one until 29. I was doing little side hustles growing up through middle school and whatnot. But when I was 29, I did not have these resources that are available today. If I was in Legacy Entrepreneurs back in my early 30s, I don't know where the company would be right now. So it's incredible that you took advantage of that and didn't sit there and say, I can't afford that. And instead you said, I can't afford not to do it. And you went all in
Right.
on that. So good on you for doing that. And that's just incredible. And it speaks volumes for you and the legacy that you're about to lead, growing into the company. So
Like, yeah, I definitely couldn't do it without, people that have made those mistakes and learn from it and give back, like yourself and, everyone else in the group. So, thank you all for giving back.
oh, yeah, absolutely. All right. So being a young entrepreneur can be really hard because you're not hiring everybody that's younger than you, I assume, right?
Yeah, just about everyone that comes on is, got 6, 7, 8 years on me.
So talk to me a little bit about that and how you overcome their emotions or their stance or position of like, I don't want to work for somebody younger than me. Like, what does he know?
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So, I try to be very cautious in who I bring on. One of the main things I look for is attitude, and people, and just being very clear up front and what I'm looking for. So, I had a guy that was working for me for a while that was, in his 50s, and he's been painting for 20 something years. And, he's great at painting. And I told him, I was like, painting, like, how to paint better than I do, but this is what it needs to look like as far as interacting with customers, attitude, being professional. That's kind of the stuff that I'm, more cautious about and look for. So just being very, communicating very well with them, letting them know what their role is each day and what they're responsible for. If they have, an issue with that, or I try to be, pretty fair in how I do things. So if they have an issue with that, I just tell them like, hey, like, you can always come to me with questions, or if you don't like the way we do some things, we can talk about it. We try to do a weekly lunch or a weekly meeting to go over things like that. So just trying to be very open.
Awesome. Do you have company values?
We do, but if you asked me what they were, I would not be able to tell you.
All right. So, and that's fine. I mean, shoot. I mean, again, you're young and you're just getting into this. So the fact that you even know that, we do have them, but not sure, that's a good start, because some people are like, what are values? Like, I don't even know what that means. So, I encourage you to figure out what your values are so that you
Okay.
make sure that your company and everybody that works for you, whether they're a subcontractor or a direct W-2 employee, that they follow your values. Ours are light. We want our company, our team to be the light, LIGHT, loyalty, integrity, growth, humility, and teamwork.
I like
So
that.
if you keep it simple and do a nice analogy like that, like do paint, powerful impact, and action taker, things like that, just so it's simple, then this way you can spit it out. But that's just something that you want to have. And then while you're hiring people, or even like I said, the subs, that hey, these are our company core values, and we need to make sure that you align with these. And if you don't, then we need to have a talk so that you can have that culture within that company. And again, it's gonna be harder for you being so young, but if you have all these things written down and a purpose and where you're trying to go with everything, it's easier to have everybody follow that vision with you. So I recommend, just sitting down for a little while and just figure out what the core values for your company is, and that'll help you get to where you want to be in the next year, 3 years, 5 years, and keep everybody aligned under one thing. So,
Absolutely. Well, yeah, I will. I will definitely do that.
and if you can't think of an analogy, use ChatGPT. I promise you it works.
Okay. I got you.
It's a great resource out there, but that's just one thing that while you're hiring, put in your job ads, you have your core values in there, because you can see when you're doing the interviews and they're not a team player, or, or they don't have integrity, things like that. It's just like, all right, well, you're not a good fit for us. So, all right. Let me see. I got some other questions here for you. So, being so young, I love it. It's entrepreneurship is not something that's taught in school. At least it wasn't when I was in school. and usually frowned upon because everybody has to go to school to be successful in life, so they
Right.
say. Sorry, guidance counselor, you're wrong on that one. But what advice would you give to other young people who are interested in starting their own business? I mean, it's again, you didn't know where to go. You kind of fell into it, which was great. And then you kept following, like, had great resources to keep you in line of where you need to be going next. But, what's the best piece of advice you would give for the next 20-year-old Jack coming up? Or even the 18-year-old Jack getting out of high school and just not sure about college or the military or something like that?
Right. So just, I worked a few different trades through high school and stuff like that, and I always enjoyed them. Work with your hands, being outside, you meet, really great, just blue collar, hardworking people. You can learn a lot from them. You can learn a lot not to do from them. My advice coming up, even when you turn, you get your first job, is just really pay attention to, management styles you like, if there's certain interests you have. And then that way, when you get out of high school, you save up, $1,000, $2,000, you can go start a painting company and go, paint shutters for $50 a shutter, or paint front doors, or, pressure washing. You can go clean out trash cans, or like, it doesn't take a lot of money to start these service-based industries. And if you just, spend some time, join a mastermind. That's what I would have done if I would have thought of it. And when I was 18, was go join a mastermind, get around people that are doing, the things that I want to do, and just being around those people and stop, goofing off, or just, get around people that are doing things that you want to do.
Exactly.
Recommend.
Yeah, no, I love that. And get a mentor too, because sometimes you can't afford to get into those mastermind groups right away, or you're not even sure if entrepreneurship is for you. But get out there and ask. Like, just go and talk to somebody. Just because they're in your area doesn't mean they don't want to help you. I love helping local, washers in the area, or Christmas light installers. I have no problem. Like, I open my office for everybody, and they can come see what we're doing. I'll tell them my whole story. And I love seeing an impact in younger people to be able to take that step into the entrepreneurial journey. Like, I'm not pushing my daughters to be entrepreneurs because I don't want them to hate it, but I want them to know the resources and what can come by them taking the path of being an entrepreneur versus taking the school route, and then, picking a job when you're 18 that you want to do for the rest of your life, and then spending 4 years at a college and $100,000 on tuition fees just to find out that you don't like that job.
Right.
And I always like to use the art history job, like our art history career. Like, that's really not an impactful career to take that you're going to be making a lot of money. If that's what you want in life, I'm sorry for all the art history majors out there, but just the times are changing, and it's so easy to become successful as an entrepreneur now with the resources out there, that if you got it in your head, the mentality, the capacity to do it, take the leap and take the chance. So
absolutely.
I love what you're doing. And, I'm going to challenge you to be a mentor to the younger community out there too. Find somebody else out there and let them come work with you and just work underneath you and just see the opportunities that they can do, because we need more of that out there.
Absolutely.
What else was I going to say to you? Okay. Yeah. So where are you, what's the goals? What's the plans? What's the 1-year plan, 3-year plans? Are you growing, adding trucks, hiring more? Are you going to go the subcontractor route? Are you expanding your market?
Yeah. So this year, what we're really focused on is having 4 in-house painters. So we'll have two teams, and then someone to help with like admin by the end of the year. And then, so my subcontracting side, there's a guy I use who has 20 or 30 painters that work for him, and all they do is subcontract work for other people. And so we've been keeping them busy, and we have a great relationship. So I'm gonna keep, trying to keep them busy with a larger commercial. But as far as in-house, I'm really focused on getting, 2 teams sustain, up and running, to where, they do the quality they show up on time, they do the quality, they're bringing in money, and then someone to help with like answering phones, emails, stuff like that. And then the goal this year, like revenue wise, I think we can definitely hit that 800,000-900,000 mark. And then the goal when I turn 26 is to be able to have the company sellable for $1 million. Whether I do sell it I don't know, or keep it, but that's just the goal to be when I get to 26. Um, as far as our market, we have a pretty large market. I think it's like 1.2 million, 1.1 million within like a 45-minute drive. But there is a city, Richmond, that's like an hour and 15 minutes away that has a lot of work that we might try to punch into.
Yeah.
Maybe next year or something. But yeah, as far as right now, that's kind of what I'm focusing on.
I love that, man. It's incredible to be talking about those numbers just a year into the company, and the ambitions for the million to be able to sell it in 3 years is phenomenal. So good on you, and keep pushing that needle to the next level. When you first started, I know you worked for the other company. Did you have how much insight did you have on pricing, and then like once you took over the company and started doing your own thing, where did you find yourself aligned with other competition in the area as far as pricing? Were you high? Were you low? Were you on par with everybody?
Yeah, so absolutely. So the company I worked for, we did a lot of low-end apartments and like low-end flips for a big real estate investor in the local area, super low income type stuff. So I really wasn't sure on what, because I knew I wanted to kind of get into more like custom homes, higher end homes, stuff like that, to be able to make more. But I had no idea what to charge. So I know when I first started, people would all, how I got jobs was people like, oh, you were way cheaper than everyone else. That's why we went with you. And I was like, oh, well, I don't know if that's, what I wanted, but that's how I kind of started out. And so then I kind of started talking to other painters. I have a sales rep at Sherwin-Williams who's been phenomenal helping with everything. So yeah, so it took some time in the beginning. I was the cheap, I was a 99 house pressure washing or house cleaning guy, and then as I learned more, as I learned how to sell a little bit, learned how to paint a little bit better, we kind of jumped up, and now we're kind of a little bit more on the higher end side.
Yeah, because we want to do fewer jobs, higher tickets,
right?
And not worry about the $99 customer, because that's not our customer. And then by retaining those high value customers, as they move, they know who to be calling. They're going to be calling Legacy Painting, so that that retention with them, or if they want to paint their house in 5-10 years, that they're going to be reaching out to you again, or get the interior painted, refer you out to the friends, neighbors, relatives, family members, things like that. So yeah, don't always be going for the cheap tickets. It sounds so easy, and
right.
You want to get the schedule filled right away by doing that, but you're really cutting yourself short by being the low ball guy. So
I have a question for you.
So
hold
on. We don't ask.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding.
When you were at that mark, when you had 1 to 2, 3 employees, what were you doing to kind of take it to the next level, to bring on 5, 6, 7, 8 employees?
Yeah, the big thing. Well, luckily, I was fortunate enough to join my coaching group, Conquer, at the time. This is back in 2019, and in the beginning, it was just like, all right, let's just hire somebody, and then we'll just put them to work. We'll train them and let them go and see what happens. And then we found out real quick, if we don't have systems in place, then we're going to repeat that cycle every single time by literally starting from day one and just trying to figure out, all right, what did we do last time? So getting the systems in place to know, first, how are you going to hire somebody, have a system for that, the actual application, putting that out there, receiving the application, reviewing the application, interviewing them, onboarding them, and then set them up on a training plan. So having a system for every single process that you do. And it goes to even as for the office, having systems for answering the phone, for scheduling, and having it in black and white, because you can say it, they can do it. But what happens if Tina, your office girl, I don't know if you have an office girl named Tina, but what if she quits tomorrow?
Right.
You have no systems in place. You have no training videos, nothing in black and white. What are you doing? You're literally scrambling to repeat this whole cycle again and hope that you can get everything down with the training. So now you're going to invest that time all over again. Had you just gone back and documented everything on how you want to do it, it just makes everything easier for you. So just take every single process that you do in your company and build a system for it, and just have it in black and white, put it in a Google Drive. And the nice thing is there's probably other painters out there that have this. And a lot of this is just business. So you can get with other companies in different industries and say, hey, what's your system for hiring? what's your system for an admin person answering the phone? Do you have some call scripts? And just have all those things written down and documented in a Google Drive or wherever you want to store it, so that you're not doing it every single hire.
Okay.
And it just gets easier every single time too, because it's already right there. So now
Right.
you have a process to go by, and it's not like, well, what do we do on day 2? I don't remember. Was it this or that? No, let's just go here. Here's the hiring platform. This is what we're doing.
Cool. Yeah, that's awesome.
So, all right. Jack, I appreciate you getting on, man. I'm thankful for Mike and Legacy Entrepreneurs for getting us out to Moab. And I know he's got an event coming up in Charleston here soon. So I look forward to hearing about that one. Keep doing what you're doing and keep hustling. If you ever have any questions, feel free to reach out. I'd love to help you as much as I can, because that's what we're all about. But before we leave, I got a quick question for you. And this is completely off topic, but what is the weirdest food combination that you enjoy?
I don't know if it's weird or not, but I was eating it last night. It's Starburst jelly beans and a cold Fresca.
Oh, all right.
Or that or cream cheese and potato chips is a big one.
Like you dipping the cream cheese in the potato chips?
Yeah.
See,
that's
funny because
like Southern Sweet Heat Lay's or something like that, and cream cheese.
Nice. So when I was a kid, I used to take ketchup and mustard and mix those together, and I'd dip chips in those.
I don't know about
that. It's actually not bad if you're 12. I don't know how it is on 41, but
right.
All right, Jack, keep doing what you're doing, man. Be a motivation and inspiration for all those younger entrepreneurs out there. If all our listeners out there, I mean, do what you do, but inspire others to be young entrepreneurs. Don't let them find out the hard way. If you can be a source or a way for them to want to become an entrepreneur, reach out to the community, get involved, and keep fighting the good fight, guys. I appreciate you all, and have a great day.
Cool. Well, thank you, JC, for having on. It was awesome.
All right. Take care, Jack.
All right, bye.